Have you ever wondered what happens when we die? What if I told you a group of scientists may have found a clue? Not in heaven, not in hell, but in the stars? This isn't science fiction. It's part of a real-world experiment, controversial, secretive, and now possibly interstellar. In 2032, a private research group launched a project called the Luma Project. The goal? To track the final moments of human consciousness and maybe even find where it goes after death. Volunteers were fitted with a small neural device, non-invasive but powerful. It was designed to monitor brain activity at the edge of life. The idea was simple. If consciousness is energy, then maybe, just maybe, it leaves a trace when the body dies. Most called it junk science. Until one of the volunteers passed away unexpectedly and something strange happened. His name was Daniel Kessler, a retired astrophysicist living with a terminal illness. He had spent his career studying distant stars and radio waves from deep space, always searching for meaning in the static. When he joined the Luma Project, he told researchers, "If I'm going somewhere when I die, I'd like to know where." Daniel lived longer than expected. In his final days, he often mumbled strange numbers and celestial coordinates in his sleep. Then, one quiet morning, he passed away peacefully in his home. That's when the signal came. Moments after Daniel's death, his neural device started transmitting data. But the signal wasn't coming from Earth, it was bouncing off a distant point in deep space. The pattern was strange. It wasn't random, and it wasn't just noise. When amplified and filtered, it pulsed like a code. Astrophysicists on the Luma team analyzed it. The coordinates pointed to a region in a galaxy over 500 million light-years away. Then, just like that, it stopped. Daniel's data vanished. But the questions it left behind didn't. A few days later, another volunteer still alive began reporting intense dreams. Stars they'd never seen. Voices without language. Feelings of being observed from a distance. Even stranger? Their device, although inactive, recorded momentary pulses similar to Daniel's. Then the project servers shut down. Logs were corrupted. Backup drives were physically damaged as if they'd been exposed to extreme heat. The lab went dark. Luma's sponsors pulled out. Public explanation? A funding issue. But the researchers knew better. So what was Daniel's signal? A dying brain, firing neurons, or a consciousness escaping the body? Some believe it was him reaching out. Others say it wasn't a message from him, but to him from somewhere else. One theory? The brain isn't just a receiver, it's a transmitter. At death, it broadcasts. But only a few might be able to pick up the reply. And Daniel? Maybe he wasn't just a subject. Maybe he was the first human being to make contact. So where do we go when we die? Heaven? Nothingness? Or is it a place out there? In the stars? Maybe death isn't the end. Maybe it's the moment we finally go home. If this story shook you even a little, subscribe, like, and tell me your theory in the comments. Would you ever join an experiment like this? Until next time, stay curious.